Manchester United have just beaten Everton 3-0 away at Goodison Park. It was a day that was obviously filled with anger from the Everton fans, obviously because of their 10-point deduction. It was a game that, I'll be honest, I was very, very scared going into. Everton aren't the best team in the world, but obviously when you've got that level of emotion around a football team, around the players, around the manager, around the fans, all of that going on in the stadium, to me, spells a disaster for Manchester United. We know that a lot of these players have a weak mentality, and I was really, really scared going into this game. I was, but we've come out victorious, 3-0. And I'm going to say this now. Some people who are probably older than me are going to say, what are you talking about? This goal was better, that goal was better. That genuinely was the best goal I've ever seen for Manchester United, ever. Garnacho. Obviously, there's the Wayne Rooney one against Man City. Yes, okay. I reckon, personally, that goal was better for me. That was absolutely unbelievable. Like, I was literally in shock for about 10 minutes after that Garnacho goal went in. I couldn't believe what I've just seen. And anybody who is unsure about it, right? I'm telling you now, you will see that goal probably 10,000 times for the rest of your lifetime. That goal will just be shown over and over and over and over again. It was one of the best goals I've ever seen. And for him to do the Ronaldo celebration at the end of it, honestly, that was so cold. It was mad. For him to do the Ronaldo celebration after scoring a bicycle kick from outside the box. Beautiful goal. Let's obviously speak about the whole game, though. I want everybody to let me know what your thoughts are, obviously, with the game. And please do, before we get into it, smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe if you are new to the channel. After that goal went in, I'll be honest, the first half, we looked very, very poor. We looked very shaky. I think it was a little bit unfair that Everton went in 1-0 down at the break. I think they deserved to get a goal. They didn't, though. They didn't score. Our defence was poor. Our attack wasn't really offering anything to try and get the ball out of the defence. And for that first 45 minutes, I was really, really worried. I was. Obviously, the first 10 minutes, as always, we looked good. We looked in control. We scored that brilliant goal. And then for some reason, we just went downhill a little bit, didn't we? So the first half overall, I would say we were lucky to go in 1-0 at the break. But obviously that goal that we scored, I genuinely will keep saying that's the best goal I've ever seen for Manchester United. I know people are going to come up in the comment section and say, oh, what about this goal and that goal? For me personally, in that exact moment, that feeling I got from seeing that goal, I don't think I'll ever see a goal like that again for Manchester United in my lifetime. I personally, unbelievable. Obviously, the Wayne Rooney one was obviously spectacular as well to win the game against Man City. But for me, that goal was like something I'd never seen before, ever. But yeah, as I said, the rest of the first half, I think we were very, very poor. But there's one player who I want to single out, and you're probably all going to know who I'm going to mention. Kobbie Mainoo. Obviously, we spoke about him on the show this morning, bringing you the news that he was set to start the game today. That news was correct, and Kobbie Mainoo did start. Let me just remind you, right, this guy is 18 years of age. 18. That was his first ever Premier League start, playing away at Everton. The Everton fans were up for it. They were letting off fireworks in the stadium. You could hear on the commentary, there was fireworks going off. They had all their little cards saying, what was it, like something towards the Premier League disgrace or corrupt or something. And for him to come out, right, honestly, Kobbie Mainoo, even in the first half, I'd say most of the team in the first half, Bruno, Rashford, they were all poor, let's be honest. Maguire, Lindelof, Dalot. Obviously, Dalot got the assist, but for the rest of the first half, every single one of them, apart from Kobbie Mainoo, was poor. Obviously, Garnacho got a beautiful goal, so I'm not going to say he was poor. But you get what I'm going here, right? You get where I'm going. Unbelievable, Kobbie Mainoo. Unbelievable. And I'll tell you this now, right? We do not need to sign a new midfielder. We don't. We need to play that guy every single match. I know he's young. I'm not going to overhype him. But for him to come in on his first ever game, his first ever start for Manchester United at the age of 18 and to put in a performance like that, unbelievable. I don't think he lost the ball once. Unbelievable. Honestly, absolutely unbelievable player. I don't want to slag him off, but just to compare, right? Amrabat comes on the pitch in the second half. First touch of the game, he gives the ball away. You compare that with Kobbie Mainoo. I think he got first in every single statistic from the game for a midfielder. But yeah, so let me know who your man of the match is in the comment section below. For me, it's Kobbie Mainoo, 100%. As I said, Garnacho's just given me 10 minutes that I don't think I'll ever be able to experience again of pure happiness when that goal went in for Garnacho. Honestly, it was like a feeling I've never felt before in a very, very long time as well, being a Manchester United fan. There's been a lot of miserable times lately, but when that goal went in from Garnacho, I was just absolutely buzzing. I was. But yeah, so big ups to Kobe Mainoo. As Daniel says, Amrabat was outclassed by Kobe Mainoo. Mate, he was 100%, 150%. And if it was up to me now, I would probably send back Amrabat. I know he's only played like 10, 15 games, but the fact that an 18-year-old can come in away at one of the most hostile games in the Premier League, right? One of the most hostile stadiums in the Premier League, just after they've been deducted 10 points. The fans are letting off the Everton fans were letting off like fireworks and stuff in the stadium. And for him to put in a performance that composed, not give the ball away, constantly looking to put the ball forward, his movement was absolutely unbelievable. So special shout out to Kobe Mainoo. He is 100% the man of the match for me. Unbelievable player. So we spoke about the first half. Overall, I think it was disappointing. The goal, unbelievable. And Kobe Mainoo, unbelievable in the first half. The rest of them, apart from Dallow's assist, I would say was pretty average, if not poor. And Everton were unlucky not to go into the break 1-1. Let's be honest, okay? We've won the game. Let's all be real here. Going into the second half, though, I think it was a very, very dominant performance. I didn't at any point think that Everton were going to get back in it in the second half. Obviously, the penalty for Anthony Martial, that was 100% a penalty. And I think arguably Ashley Young should have been sent off for that for a second yellow. He takes the player out when he would have been through on goal. But anyway, they didn't give a yellow. It would have been a second yellow, which is obviously a red card. Anthony Martial wins the penalty. Fair play to him. And you know what? Bruno Fernandes giving the ball to Marcus Rashford. I respect him for that. I do. That's what a captain does. Okay? The captain can see that Marcus Rashford is at rock bottom. And instead of Bruno Fernandes letting his ego get the better of him and saying, no, I'm the captain, I'm Bruno Fernandes, he knows that Marcus Rashford's crying out for a goal. He knows that Marcus Rashford is good at taking penalties, and he gives them ball, and Marcus Rashford scores a beautiful penalty. Obviously, we could be sat here at the end of the match. Marcus Rashford could have missed, Everton could have equalised, and the game might have been lost, hypothetically, couldn't we? So that was a massive, massive decision from Bruno Fernandes to give Marcus Rashford that ball. But I respect him for it, I do, because hopefully this now means that Marcus Rashford can kick on from this. We know that Marcus Rashford is the type of player that relies on goals to get confidence. I think he scored one goal in the Premier League this season so far. Hopefully now this is the building block for Marcus Rashford to kick on. And as I said, massive, massive respect for Bruno Fernandes for that. I really, really do respect him for doing that. So big ups to him for doing that. The third goal, that was one of the nicest goals we've scored this season in the Premier League, if not the nicest. Obviously, Garnacho's was world class. It was probably a goal we'll never see replicated again in a Manchester United shirt. But from an actual team's perspective, that third goal, that was Erik ten Hag football. That is the attacking football that we look for. Pellistri comes onto the pitch. He was great. I love Pellistri. Really, really solid performance from Pellistri. Pellistri passes the ball to Bruno. He slots it through to Martial. And Martial does an absolutely beautiful finish from Martial. So fair play to him. So yeah, that third goal, honestly, the build-up play in that goal was absolutely spectacular. And that is the exact football that we're expecting from Erik ten Hag since he's come from Ajax. Let's have a look what people are saying. And you know what as well, right? I want to just address something really, really quickly, okay? For all of the people who are hating Erik ten Hag, right? We are 2 points off the Tottenham side, who pundits, fans were already pretty much saying had won the league. They were saying they're the best team in the Premier League, saying Ange is this incredible manager. He's so great. We are 2 points behind this incredible Tottenham team. 2 points. After our worst start to the season, I think, since 1960. We're 2 points behind them. Just let that sink in for a minute. Just let that, that's just a mic drop moment. All of these pundits saying, oh, Tottenham, they're amazing. Tottenham fans thinking that they're going to win the league and all of this. We are 2 points behind them after our worst start in God knows how many years. I think it's since 1960. Just let that sink in as well. And the other thing that I wanted to bring into this as well, guys, because the other thing I wanted to address really, right? Before people start saying, oh, you spent 400 million, all of this rubbish. We're still missing, from the team that won 3-0 today, we've still got these players missing. Amad Diallo, Casemiro, Mason Mount, Eriksen, Martinez, Malacia, Højlund and Sancho. We are missing 8 first-team players today. 8. 8 players who would probably start in most Premier League teams, apart from Man City. 8 of them. Whereas the Tottenham team are missing Maddison and Van de Ven. They lose 2 players and they suddenly just capitulate. We've been struggling this whole season with injuries, and Erik ten Hag has grafted and grinded results. Yes, it's not been pretty at times. As I said in the beginning of this video, the first half of the game was absolutely terrible. It was, other than the goal. But just let that sink in, right? The fact we're still missing 8 first-team players, and we're still managing to grind out results, and we're still 2 points behind Tottenham, and only 6 points off the top of the table. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not sat here being that naive saying that we're going to win the Premier League. I don't believe that for a second, okay? But to be where we are, after having our worst start to the season, I think since 1960, we're only 6 points off the top, and I think we're maybe 4 points off the top 4. Just let that sink in for a second. We haven't conceded a goal in the Premier League for 3 games now. 3 clean sheets in a row. Things are changing. They are. The mentality is starting to come back. Onana, again, put an incredible performance today. He made some really, really big saves. But yeah, 3 games in a row without conceding a goal. Obviously, people will say, oh, we lost to Man City, we lost to Newcastle. It's only Everton, it's only Luton, it's only Fulham. I get all of that, but you can only beat what's in front of you. That's all you can do in football. It's easy for us to say, oh, we've got Galatasaray next, we've got Newcastle next. I genuinely thought going into this game, it was 50-50 whether we'd win or lose. I genuinely thought that. Everton away is not an easy game. Everton away, when they've just been deducted 10 points and for 1 charge, and Man City have 115 charges, is not an easy game. So for any people who say, oh, it's only Everton, I don't buy it. 3-0 victory, our highest scoring Premier League game of the season. A clean sheet. I'm very, very happy with that. I am. And I think there's still a lot of room to build on here. But let me know what you guys think of the performance. I assume everyone's very, very happy. I will read out a couple of your questions really, really quick. Joshua says, we've already got a future replacement for Casemiro. Yeah, mate, we do. 100%. We do not need another new midfielder. That team needs to be built around Kobbie Mainoo. It needs to be built around Kobbie Mainoo. I would say Garnacho as well. Højlund. Like those 3 players, they're our future. I would even go as far as saying Pellistri, to be honest. I genuinely would say build that team around Pellistri, Garnacho, Højlund, and Kobbie Mainoo. Those 4. Obviously, you know, the Rashfords and all the rest of them, I'm happy for them to stay for now. But remember, they're in their mid-20s. Kobbie Mainoo's 18. Garnacho's 19. I think Pellistri's 20. Højlund's just turned 20. Like, we need to build the team around those types of players. Let's see what else people are saying. Carl says Rashford looks worse every game. How is he being picked? Yeah, I'll be honest. Rashford was poor today. He was. He really, really was. Nothing he was trying worked. I'm really happy he got the goal, though. Joshua says Pellistri should have started. Yeah, maybe, mate. I'm not too upset about that, to be honest. I think, you know, Rashford, he got his goal. Yes, he shouldn't have started. But the thing you have to remember is, right, Rashford is banned for the game against Galatasaray. So we will not see Rashford on Wednesday night against Galatasaray. So I can understand why they played him tonight, because you do need to rotate a squad. We won't see Rashford on Wednesday because obviously he's not going to be available. So yeah, let's have a look what else people are saying in the chat. Comeback King says Kobbie Mainoo is a beast. Lumen says, Kieran, isn't McTominay playing alongside Mainoo hindering Mainoo's game? I don't think so, mate. I think Mainoo was our best player on the pitch today, and he was playing alongside Scott McTominay. So I'm not going to slag off Scott McTominay, because Scott McTominay and Kobbie Mainoo worked today. They did work. It really did work. I want you guys to all remember this as well, right? We've won 4 out of the last 5 Premier League games now. We are the in-form team in the Premier League. And do you know what that means? And you're not going to believe what I'm about to say, but this is a fact. Erik ten Hag is now going to win the Manager of the Month for November, because he'll have won the most games. Just let that sink in for a minute. There's people in the fan base calling for Erik ten Hag to be sacked. He's just won 4 of the last 5 games. He's just got 3 clean sheets in a row, with 8 first-team players injured still. Casemiro, Martinez. We just went through the list. Højlund's out today. Ahmad, Ericsson, Mason Mount. We've got 8 first-team players missing. Luke Shaw has obviously been missing for months. He's only just come back. 8 first-team players missing, and he's won 4 out of the last 5 games. He is going to win the Premier League Manager of the Month for November. Just let that sink in for a minute. I'm really happy tonight. I am. I think it's difficult not to be happy. Obviously, I'm not going to be naive. The first half of the game was, as I said, was terrible. Everton should have had a goal. They should have been 1-1 at half-time. But how can you not be happy after seeing Garnacho score that goal? I genuinely think, right, I'll say this one last time, that'll be the greatest goal for me that I see in my lifetime as a Manchester United fan. I genuinely believe that. I don't think a goal was going to better that. That was an unbelievable goal. Unbelievable. Like, I'm still in shock. Florian says Van der Beek should have played instead of McTominay. I disagree with you, mate. I know McTominay's a player that everyone hates for... McTominay isn't good enough to... Good enough. When I say good enough, he's not on the level of the Paul Scholes, is he? Like, is that what we're comparing him to? Let's be honest, right? We're not the Manchester United we were before. And I think at this moment in time, Scott McTominay is good enough for Manchester United for this season. So to be like, oh, Donny van der Beek should have started in front of McTominay, I just don't agree with you, mate, to be honest. Donny van der Beek's played 20 minutes of football this season. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why he's only played 20 minutes of football. He's clearly not good enough. But I'm going to wrap the video up there, guys. I'm obviously very, very happy tonight, as I'm sure you all are. Please do make sure to smash a like on the video. Please do leave a thumbs up as well. Please leave a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Please do subscribe. Obviously, we will be back tomorrow morning, as usual, at 8:30 a.m. So make sure you're here for that. Have a lovely evening, everybody. I hope you are as happy as I am. I'm absolutely buzzing. Obviously, we've got some massive, massive games coming up. Obviously, Newcastle next weekend and Galatasaray on, I believe, Wednesday night. So this is the biggest week of our season. We could either, if we beat Galatasaray on Wednesday, we're pretty much going to qualify for the next round. And if we then went and beat Newcastle, I reckon people would be saying we're title challengers if we go and beat Newcastle next weekend. Just to be clear, those aren't my words. I'm not saying we're title challengers if we beat Newcastle. But you wait how quickly the pundits will turn it round. There's pundits already asking for Eric Ten Hag to be sacked 2 or 3 weeks ago. You can go back and find those videos. You know, people on TalkSport saying, oh, he's not good enough. You know, the Gabby Agbonlahors, those types of people on TalkSport. What's the other guy called as well? The one who does the breakfast show. They were all asking for Eric Ten Hag to be sacked. You wait. If we beat Galatasaray in the week and beat Newcastle next weekend, they'll be saying we're title contenders. You wait for it. You wait how quick it is until the narrative changes. And then the week after we lose a game, they'll be saying he should be sacked again. Just remind yourselves of that. Have your own opinion and just try and move away from what all of the mainstream media says. But thank you so much to everyone who's joined me. Please do make sure to like. Please do subscribe. This has been Daily Red Devil. I'll speak to you all a bit later.